This is Paul Macedo with the influentialmind.com. You know, oftentimes the best type of influence is covert influence, or the type of influence where the person doesn't really understand or realize that you're influencing them. Now, there are a lot of people out there that look at this as dirty, coercive, manipulative, and underhanded, and it certainly can be in the hands of the wrong person. So my hope is that you are the right person and that you are going to take the techniques that I'm going to show you, you're going to use them ethically, and you're going to use them to create win-win situations for both you and the person that you're trying to influence or persuade. That being said, let's get started. Understanding how the human mind works is a great advantage to have in life because it enables you to position yourself and your presentations in a way that other people are more responsive to them. So today what I want to share with you are techniques from the overall strategy of covert control. So here's how they work. Covert tactic number one is to present your information based on how much people know about what you have to offer. Now, realistically, odds are that people are going to be in one of two categories. Either they're going to have an abundance of knowledge on what you're offering to them, or they're going to have no knowledge at all. Therefore, it's important that you present the information to both groups in different ways. So first, let's talk about the people that have an abundance of knowledge about the specific area that you're discussing. With these people, you don't need to waste your time selling them on the benefits of learning what you have to offer, since they're just going to mentally make the connection between what you say and what they already know about the topic anyway. So do yourself a favor and save yourself the time, resources, and energy of doing this. With this type of group, your primary objective is going to be to hone in on the features of what you're offering, which truthfully you need to be thoroughly educated on because they're going to be able to sense your lack of knowledge a mile away. And as soon as they smell that scent, you've completely lost their interest forever. So it's extremely important that you come to the table with a lot of information to offer this group, the educated group, so that you don't leave the table empty-handed without a deal. Now that we've discussed that group of people, let's take a second to talk about how to deal with the uneducated group of people, or the people that do not have a lot of knowledge about the subject. So the key element that you want to keep in mind in this type of case is that less is more. They need to be able to process the information that you're delivering as quickly and as easily as possible. So if you're cramming a bunch of information down their throats at one time, they're not going to be able to process any of it. And essentially, you're going to lose them. So instead of focusing on the features like you did with the first group of people, the knowledgeable group, the educated group, your main goal here is to talk about the benefits. These peripheral cues are going to make a significant impact when it comes to being able to influence this group of people. Another thing I want you to remember is that excessive rambling ultimately subtracts power from you. It's important that you're able to effectively deliver your message in a variety of ways so that it can become engraved within the minds of your audience or your target. But at the same time, you gotta find a way to accomplish this without rambling on and talking excessively about the subject. Rambling on in a conversation is gonna have a similar effect as beating a dead horse. It gets you absolutely nowhere. The only thing that excessive rambling is gonna do for you is take away from your power instead of adding to it. So you got to avoid it at all costs. So when you're preparing the overall structure and organization of your information, take the time to really figure out how the information, regardless of who or what it is about, sets your expertise apart from your competitors. And this is going to allow you to stand out in the minds of your listeners. And even more importantly, it's going to mentally position them to clearly distinguish you between everyone else that claims to be the expert in the same field that you're talking about. If they can't make this distinction, then there's no way that they're ever going to be able to follow, trust, and ultimately buy from you. The second tactic that I want to talk to you about is effective repetition. Effective repetition is going to continuously make your message that much more powerful. Now keep in mind that this is primarily focused on repetition of the overall message, but not repetition of the same words. You don't want to be repeating the same word or phrase over and over again, because this is going to become annoying to your audience or to your subject, and it's going to, again, subtract some of the power that you've already established. So you should be looking for ways to make the same message sound different each and every time. Changing the wording and the structure of the message while keeping the core purpose and meaning behind it the same is ultimately going to be the ideal way to go. Repetition is also going to play important favor in if you use it wisely, because you want people to be able to remember the material being shared with them. By effectively repeating it back to them, they'll be better able to effectively repeat the same information back to other people. So in turn, their confidence in you is increased if they're easily able to repeat your message to themselves or to use the same information to teach other people. If they can't quickly recall this information at any given moment, buyer's remorse is going to take place. They're going to quickly disconnect and disassociate themselves from you and your information. Effective word of mouth messaging or referrals is also going to play in your favor, because your reputation will spread faster and further than you were ever capable of doing by yourself. The next tactic I want to share with you is when to focus on features and benefits. Now, you should always have an interest in finding out how extensive your audience's knowledge is about the benefits of your information before you even speak to them. If they already have an abundance of knowledge, as I said before, you're simply wasting your time, energy, and resources by stressing the importance of the benefits to them, because they already understand it. That's the reason why they're interested in it to begin with. Focus more on learning how they were able to gain their knowledge in the first place, and then emphasize the features of what you're offering. Discussing these features is going to allow them to make connections to the benefits that they already know about. Now, if you implement these 3 simple tactics in your presentations when trying to influence and persuade others, I can practically assure you and guarantee you that you're going to get a much higher response rate, because you're going to eliminate all kinds of time wasting. If you enjoyed the information that I shared with you today, and you could check out my brand new program, Covert Control, where I give you these and a whole lot more tactics to instantly gain covert control in any type of communicational setting, whether it's just having a conversation with someone in a sales environment, or where you just simply need to get someone to say yes. For more information, you can visit covert-control.com.